Sawing a woman in half might be fun on stage, but when there's blood everywhere, you just got yourself a life sentence behind bars. Or how about slicing someone's head off using a guillotine? Maybe you're in the mood to slice someone using a sword? Well then, don't swipe or click away, because here are the secrets of the most dangerous magic tricks revealed. Number 8. LIFESAVER through the neck.
What I'm going to do is swallow the LIFESAVER whole, and when it gets in the middle of my throat, I'm going to pull it through with the string.
Check this out. Do you want to know how to do this string through the neck trick and then pull out a LIFESAVER that you swallowed a few seconds ago? Well, the first thing you need to do is take some glue and apply it on your neck, right below your chin. Then you take a piece of string and you put a LIFESAVER through it. You hold the LIFESAVER in one hand along with the end of the string, and the other end stays in your other hand. Now, all you have to do is press this string to your neck and lower your chin. This will cause the upper and lower parts of your neck to glue to one another. Now, tug and pull a little to show that the string is lodged in your throat. Then, with one quick pull, take out the string and let go of the LIFESAVER in your hand. This will make it seem like the candy came straight from your throat.
And when you yank it out, at the same time, you release the LIFESAVER. And if you pull the string tight, it spins like that.
Number 7. Escape a water tube.
There she is, too good to believe. And so is this trick.
Don't worry, you won't have to be looking for an assistant that can hold her breath longer than necessary. You just need to find an assistant that will be willing to be submerged in a steel drum. The rest will be taken care of by a specially designed platform that's connected to a hose and a powerful pump that will suck about 50 gallons of water in a few seconds. After this, all it takes is a little coordination, then the trick is done seamlessly. Just as the girl supposedly submerges her head in the water, the guy operating the pump presses a button, and about 6 inches of water are immediately sucked out. Now she has more than enough breathing room, so she has no problem waiting for the magician to screw on the second drum and actually reveal that she is alive and well while transferring into the second barrel. Number 6. Girl crushed in a box. This trick had us scratching our heads as to how it was done, but then we realized that the platform has a little secret. You see, those 2 boxes make it seem like the girl is standing inside a really small box, but in reality, just one box is big enough to hold the girl's entire body. So, when the magician pushed the top box down, the assistant just came down along with it. Then, we saw the magician put a cylinder through the middle of the box, which is the part where we started scratching our heads. But even that's fairly simple. You see, that thick table is actually really thin, and it's shallow. This means that the assistant has additional room where she can sit down. When the magician is ready to do the final part of the trick, she removes the black panel from the inside, which gives the guy a clear sign to begin. Now, as the magician comes to push the hollow cylinder through the center, the girl is curled into a U shape, so it's easy for her to smash that like button just like you should do if you haven't done so already. But no, in all seriousness, it's easy for her to let this cylinder pass on through. It does require the assistant to be a little more flexible, but it's nothing a little exercise won't fix. Number 5. Guillotine trick.
He examines the execution device with its razor-sharp blade, which is designed to cleanly sever the head from an unfortunate body.
The guillotine trick that will fool almost anyone is very easy to do, but it requires some expensive props. If you can get a gimmick guillotine and a gimmick blazer, then you're ready. First of all, the magician positions his head through the guillotine hole, just like Louis XVI did. Then, one of the assistants pulls the lever and the blade comes straight on down, chopping off the magician's head. But how? Well, first of all, you need to have a guillotine with a stop mechanism that stops the blade at just the right angle. Then, the magician needs to lay down on a descending table, which will collapse as soon as the blade comes down. And the bottom of the hole needs to be made from a rubberized material, so the magician can slide his head down. To make it seem like the blade is actually chopping off the performer's head, he will have to have a fake sliding panel that will be activated as the blade hits the stop mechanism. And finally, with all of that set in place, the magician now needs to have a specially designed blazer that will have reinforced steel in it, so as to make it seem like the body is staying in place, motionless. When all that's put together, it should look a little something like this. Number 4. Chains of Death. Some magicians can take a metal chain, tie it around their neck, and have 2 people yank it as hard as possible. Even though this would probably kill anyone attempting it, the magician doesn't even get a little bruise. Why? Because what you don't see is the way the magician ties the knot of the chain in the back. It's a special knot that will allow you to do this magic trick. Once you learn the knot, then the tricks of tying and untying become super easy. And here's a better look of how you should tie that knot. We told you it's easy. Now, anyone can grab it by the end and try to yank it off your neck. No matter how hard they try, they will not break your neck or bruise you. Number 3. Eating a balloon. This magician that appeared on BGT with a unique twist to the swallowing a sword trick wowed everyone when he devoured an inflated balloon in front of the whole world. It wasn't as dangerous as swallowing a sword, but it seemed just as hard. Why? Before the trick starts, the magician takes one of the balloons and pierces 1 or 2 holes at the very bottom. Then the magician will inflate the balloon, careful not to go all the way down. Now it's just a matter of putting the balloon in your mouth and squeezing all of the air out. Once the air is out of the balloon, the magician will put the deflated prop under his tongue and the show can go on. Number 2. Saw it in half. This is another old trick that you've probably seen more than once. And if you keep wondering how in the world they can saw a man in half and he can still be alive, the trick is in the platform. Usually, the man that was sawed in half will actually be 2 people, the magician and an assistant. The first will jump on top of the platform and will make it seem like he's placing his feet into the holes on the other end of the box, but he's actually sliding them down one of the legs of the table. The assistant is doing the same with their head and torso, only revealing the legs. Now, the 2 people are bent in a way that makes it seem like it's just one person sitting on the table, but the 2 of them are bent down. To hide the waist, there's a metal ring in the middle. Straight down the middle of the table is empty, and using a piece of cloth, they make it seem like it's the magician's suit. When the saw comes down, it strikes through thin air, and then when they pull the covers up, the magician quickly comes out and lays flat on the table. See? No blood necessary. Number 1. Basket of Swords. We've left this trick until now because it's probably the most dangerous from the entire group. You've seen it done in the past, you've seen it done today. It's still a classic magic trick that people are trying to reveal how it's done. Some say the swords are fake. Others say that there's a special compartment underneath the box where the assistant hides from the sword, but neither of these are valid explanations. The real explanation is much more dangerous. The basket that the magician uses might seem small, but it's actually not. It's really spacious, but to the naked eye, it gives the illusion that it's very small. If you can get an assistant that's really flexible, then this trick will not be a problem, but there's still a risk of impaling. So, as the assistant sits uncomfortably inside, he or she will also have to guide the swords as the magician is pushing them through the basket. Using only her hand, she will slowly push the swords away from her and off to the sides where her body is not. This same procedure needs to be followed as the magician is pulling the swords out. Even though some of the magicians decide to give their assistants a special vest to protect their body while inside the box, but sometimes she will be left to fend off the swords as they pierce the box. Because it's so unpredictable, this trick takes a lot of practice to pull off. On a related note, what's a super impressive trick that you know how it's done? You can tell us in the comments section below. If you'd like more videos like these, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of them. And as always, thanks for watching, guys.